And welcome to the video. I normally don't do lives on YouTube, but the only reason I'm doing this one here today, because I normally stream on Twitch, is because I want to give my personal experience of the Pulse Elite headset. First of all, I'm going to try to get the elephant out of the room, which is one that I consider a really big one. A lot of people out there, from the comments I've seen in other videos, enjoy and love all the buttons and functionality the Pulse 3D had over these. Now, the only buttons that these have physically on the headset themselves are a volume rocker and a button by the microphone that cancels, or should I say mutes, the mic if you don't want to be heard on a gaming chat. Now, as far as a mixer rocker, that doesn't exist. So you can't physically control whether you want to prioritize the volume of the people you are coordinating a winning strategy with in Call of Duty, or the volume of the game itself, because you're tired and annoyed of somebody using a microphone that allows every noise to run in there, and you're listening to their loud noises in the background like a fan, or they're playing music, people are talking, etc. That is not present on these. And if you try to do it when you're in Call of Duty, at least for me, it doesn't work because it's grayed out. Now, if you start a party, it allows you to choose what you want to prioritize. But if you're in a party with friends out of your friends list. Now, one of the other things that makes this headset a hit or a miss, and I will explain it before I go to my positive experience and what I feel about the headset, would be what a lot of people have been experiencing out there, just like me. This is my fourth headset, and you guys are probably gonna say, whoa, that's a lot of them. Yes, and I will explain. My first two had disconnection issues, so basically you played 3 to 4 hours and the dongle would randomly disconnect to the point to where you reach the climax of the story where you have to press the dongle for 30 seconds, let it flash really hard. You turn off the headset, turn it back on, and it connects. If it doesn't, then you do the 30-second thing on the dongle, the 8-second thing on the headset, and that's basically a way to reset the headset to reconnect. If it doesn't work, then eventually you have to do what I did, which is pack them back as close to the way in which they were packed when you bought them, and you return them back to wherever you purchased the Pulse Elite, which in my opinion, for those of you that are trying to purchase them for the first time, do it from Best Buy if you live in the United States, because that's where I bought mine. I am a total total tech member, and I'm just giving my personal opinion and my experience I've always had with Best Buy. They'll take in the product, ask you what's going on with them. Obviously, you're gonna return them because you can't do an even exchange. They're not they're not currently in stock in the store, and you have to purchase another set, and the one you returned will be credited back to whatever form of payment you used. Now, another thing that I went through with a different pair was crinkling on one of the drivers, and it sounded like when you take foil paper and you wrap something. And I'll give a good example. That'd be a sweet potato, and you put it to boil on either an electric stove or a barbecue grill. That's what it sounded like. And in certain games, you would get a popping noise. So I returned it. Now, when it comes to the third pair, obviously, I had the same disconnection issues, but this one actually gave up on me, and no matter how many times I tried to reset it, it didn't work out. I mean, my plans were to keep it and continue enjoying the wonderful experience the planar magnetic drivers offer you at the blowout price Sony put on these of $150. But compared to the customer service I've gotten from Best Buy, when you get a hold of Sony and try to go through their representatives, it's like you're an idiot, you know? You're nothing but a clown to them because they push you all over the place. And what frustrated me is they told me, have you ever thought or tried resetting the headset? And I'm like, I scanned your QR code and tried the resetting thing, and it doesn't work. So they couldn't help me, and I did exactly what I did with the other two. Packed them up, took them to Best Buy, returned them, and I told the representative, hey, this thing or these things are great, tick all my boxes, and the planar magnetic drivers make you feel like you're right there in the game. And I play World of Tanks, so I feel like I'm the commander in the tank, obliterating the competition. That's how good they are. But Sony has to fix their damn issues with the dongle, because it's stupid the fact that a lot of the devices that can connect to 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi speeds interfere with the dongle and it constantly disconnects. If that's a software issue, release an update and fix it. I eventually bought my fourth pair, which I'm using right now. If I go through the same thing, just like I told the representative from customer service, I'm gonna come back to the store, return them, go back to my Pulse 3D, and forget about these until a few months or several pass by and Sony fixes the issue, because yes, it's $150 and you get access to planar magnetic drivers from Odyssey, the company that PlayStation purchased, at a bargain. But still, for those who are into electronics and get wet every time a new electronic comes out, you're gonna be with me and understand that you buy something because you expect it to work right out of the box without having issues like the ones I had. Now, if we go to the positive side of the headset, so far they have been working really good. I might have gotten lucky with this pair, but they've been working flawless. My personal experience with the planar magnetic drivers has been very positive. You feel like you're part of the game, and it honestly, and that's talking about World of Tanks, because it's a game I normally play all the time. It makes you feel like you're the commander driving the vehicle, and once you get into sniper mode, as the empty shell gets depleted, it feels like the real thing, like it's something in real life. The experience has been amazing, and no, I didn't receive none of these headsets from Sony. They all came out of my own money and my own pocket. And I'm just saying my experience, and these planar drivers are freaking amazing. They really make you feel like you're in the game and you're part of it. It's just an immersive experience. Compared to the Pulse 3D, these really, on a positive side, are not gonna make you think or say, ask yourself, how many hours can I put on these before I have to charge them? Or say, plug them in every night, because my experience with those would be at least 3 to 4 hours a night. Anything else would be just playing them to the edge, close to death, so they would just die. These, according to the website, claim around 30 hours, and on a real note, all I've gotten from them is around 24 to 25 hours, of course, but so far they've done really good. for me. And I've gone on, like I said, 25 hours, no more, no less. And when it comes to the microphone performance, don't expect it to be like a high-end microphone you use when you're doing a podcast or a YouTube review. But so far it has performed perfectly. And no, it's not a noise canceling microphone. All it does is remove background noises such as fans running in the background, people talking in the background, and any crinkling or munching of chips or whatever you're chewing with your mouth will get eliminated. But like I said, don't expect this to be a grade A professional microphone, because it's not. And you know, a lot of people have been talking about the bass, and they say these headphones have no bass and they really don't perform in the bass department. But let's be honest, they're gaming headphones. You're not gonna wear them to listen to music, because the minute you turn the bass all the way to the top, yeah, the song is gonna sound distorted. You know? The music is gonna sound distorted because obviously they're not meant to listen to music at high volumes. They're just meant for gaming. Although another great feature they have is, you know, Bluetooth. So you can take a hands-free phone call while you are gaming. But other than that, my experience has been great. If you're asking if I'm gonna recommend them or not, I would say to buy them at your own risk. If you wanna try them out. But in my opinion, it's more of a conflict, and I wouldn't recommend them only because I went through many pairs, and really, to be honest, I went through many pairs, and this is, like I said, my fourth one. And I'm just hoping it doesn't fail, because if it does, I will return it. And honestly, Sony has to either get these fixed or check their quality control, because they're 150. And you shouldn't pay $150 for a gaming headset that's not even gonna work. Even though if you have a PlayStation like me, which has a USB-A in the back and the front, you shouldn't pay $150 if the headset is not gonna perform properly. So that's it. That's all I have to say, man. And I will say one more thing and repeat myself. I'm gonna keep my headset for now, but to be honest, I can't recommend them because this is my fourth pair, and honestly, I'm just holding my breath, and hopefully these really perform really good and don't have any malfunctions, because I mean, the planar magnetic drivers are really great, and they will put you in the game professionally, and you're gonna feel like you are part of the game. But at the end, if they don't perform like they're supposed to because they're plagued with many problems, well, you just gotta yeah, man, they killed me. Yeah, that's what I said. I wouldn't recommend them myself because, you know, for now I'm gonna keep the pair I have, but I've gone through all those things that I mentioned, and honestly, that's not something you have to go through, because I still have my first generation, or the ones released with the PlayStation 5, and I did experience disconnection issues, but that had to do with the heat blowing out of the back of the console, because hey, I followed some of the advice I was given by some of the comments in the YouTube review of the Pulse 3D, who stated the dongle looks better in the back because it's away from the front and it looks ugly in the front USB-A port. So once I swapped it to the front, everything was fine. But with these, there's way too many units that are faulty and don't even work. So there's no point of exchanging or returning many pairs if they're really not gonna perform like they're supposed to. And honestly, sometimes I have asked myself, should I just return them and forget about it? Because I mean, I really don't want to encounter any issues, but at the moment they're actually working fine and they're not too bad. The only other thing I am gonna include, I know I said I was gonna end the video already, but the plastic is definitely the same plastic used on the Pulse 3D, which is plastic like I'm saying, it invites you to think where you're gonna set them down, because at least the back part of the ear cups or the drivers has that same like velvety texture of the Pulse 3D, and in my experience these are even worse due to the fact that I have unboxed the other pairs, and 2 out of the 3 came scuffed with serious scratches already out of the box. So if you have something to do, say go to the bathroom, or you gotta remove them to handle something, it actually makes you think where you're gonna sit them down, because just any hard surface you put them in already scuffs them or creates a scratch. And the most important thing is that when you open them, where the lightest part of the headband, not the rubber part, but the upper part where you have the charging pins, you stretch them to put them on your head and it feels like they're gonna break because there's a gap right there. And let's not even talk about the drivers themselves and the ear cups. They shake too much when you rattle them with your hand. And honestly, in my opinion, it makes me feel like, hey, when is a driver gonna go flying and rolling on the floor? I mean, I understand that they were designed like that because, on the positive note, people that use glasses can wear them and it's not gonna cause any fatigue after hours of playing because the ear cups are more loose than the Pulse 3D. But still, these are 150, and in my opinion, they could have either chosen a better plastic to design them and give them a more premium design like the WF and WH series. But, they're using the same cheap plastic. So it is what it is. And that's one of the same things they did with the Pulse Explorer. They use the same kind of cheap plastic. You get a clean looking headset. If not, you are going to get a headset like the two I got with a couple of scuffs right out of the box. But in my opinion, even though the planar magnetic drivers are freaking amazing, at the moment, I would stick with whatever anybody has or just go with another different brand, even though they're going to have the traditional cone shape with a copper coil and magnet in the middle vibrating to create sound. I would just go with something like that and give Sony some time to address the issue with these because it is a hit or a miss, and you never know if you're going to get a pair that is screwed up or not. Like I said earlier, if this pair that I have breaks and has issues down the line within my 30-day grace period to return them, this time they're going back to Best Buy and I'm going to get my refund, stick with my Pulse 3D, and probably around August when I'm going to check out the new Galaxy Z Fold 6 and do my T-Mobile upgrade. I'll pick up a new pair if these end up malfunctioning. Then I'll pick up a new pair then, because by then I'm pretty sure they would have addressed any issues that really make this pair of gaming headphones really and a non-positive purchase, or more like make you think twice before you buy them. Even though the audio quality is there, but all the bad problems I mentioned that a lot of people are experiencing will make you think twice if you're going to be a new buyer before you purchase them, and you're forced to waste your time to return them only because they just don't want to work properly as they were intended to. And that's it for the streaming review, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.